Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira, Numerology prediction and breakdown. In a light heavyweight title fight with monumental implications at UFC 320, the ultimate clash of styles is realized. Russia's Magomed Ankalaev, the consummate, systematic grinder, faces Brazil's Alex Pereira, the most feared and spiritually connected striker in combat sports. On a universal day 5, the energy is a recipe for chaos and dramatic change. This favors the agent of chaos, not the master of order. Will Ankalaev's suffocating wrestling and control neutralize the threat, or will Pereira's otherworldly power find a home and shatter another champion's reign? Magomed Ankalaev, record, 21-1. Born on June 2, 1992, fighting out of Makhachkala, Dagestan, Russia, Ankalaev stands 6 feet 3 inches with a 75-inch reach, a technically flawless, patient, and powerful wrestler-boxer with crushing top control. Strengths: elite level, systematic wrestling and grappling. Technical, powerful, and patient striking. Excellent takedown entries and top pressure. Incredibly durable and difficult to hurt. Weaknesses: can be overly patient giving away rounds. Sometimes lacks a sense of urgency. A game plan, while effective, is predictable. Numerology edge. Ankalaev's life path 2 is the number of the partner, timing, and harmony. In the cage, this translates to a methodical, controlling style that seeks to smother and neutralize. His personal year 8 is a powerful but conflicting alignment. His personal year 8 gives him a drive for power and material success, the title. However, his core fighting style, life path 2, is systematic and controlling, which is the polar opposite of the chaotic, unpredictable energy of universal day 5. The day's energy will work to disrupt his rhythmic, grinding system. Path to victory. Ankalaev must defy the day's chaos. His path is to close the distance behind his jab, secure takedowns, and impose his systematic, controlling ground game for 25 minutes. He cannot get drawn into a striking battle. Alex Pereira, record, 12-3. Born on July 7, 1987, fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, Pereira stands 6 feet 4 inches with a 79-inch reach, a spiritually potent, devastatingly powerful striker with an aura of inevitability and fight-ending power in every shot. Strengths: the most devastating left hook in combat sports. Unparalleled striking IQ and timing. Immense physical strength and size. Aura of intimidation and champion spirit. Weaknesses: wrestling and grappling defense is his clear weakness. Can be taken down and controlled. Limited offensive grappling. Numerology edge. Pereira's life path 3 and personal year 5 is a phenomenal alignment for day 5. He is in a personal year 5, which is in perfect, powerful harmony with the universal day 5. This double 5 energy amplifies his natural unpredictability, freedom of movement, and ability to create a moment of shocking, chaotic violence. His entire aura is built around the unpredictable, fight-ending strike, the ultimate expression of day 5 energy. Path to victory. Pereira must become the spirit of day 5. He needs to use his length, maintain distance, and use feints to set traps. He only needs one moment of chaos, one perfectly timed counter over an Ankalaev jab, to end the fight instantly. The double 5 energy makes that moment more likely to occur. Final prediction: order versus chaos. Universal Day 5's energy does not favor the fighter who seeks to control the fight. It favors the fighter who can capitalize on the moment when control is lost. Alex Pereira is the master of those moments. While Ankalaev is the technically superior grappler, the numerology suggests that on this specific day, the universe will conspire to create an opening for the most dangerous striker on the planet. I'm expecting Alex Pereira to win by KO round 4. Ankalaev will have success in the first 2 rounds, controlling Pereira on the ground for significant periods. However, the constant threat of Pereira's power will create tension. In the 3rd round, as Ankalaev advances behind a jab, Pereira will land a perfectly timed counter left hook or a knee up the middle that sends the champion crashing to the canvas, retaining his title in a dramatic, chaotic fashion befitting the day. Merab Dvalishvili versus Sandhagen, numerology prediction and breakdown. In a potential UFC bantamweight title fight on October 4, 2025, the unstoppable force of Merab Dvalishvili meets the unorthodox artistry of Sandhagen. On a universal day 5, the energy is not just about chaos, but about achieving miraculous success through unwavering will and systematic effort. The fighter who can impose their structure on the chaos will triumph. Will Merab's relentless wrestling engine overwhelm Corey, or will the Sandman's creative striking find the space to operate and land a fight-ending shot? Merab Dvalishvili, record, 20-4. Born on January 10, 1991, fighting out of Tbilisi, Georgia, Dvalishvili stands 5 feet 6 inches with a 68-inch reach, a human hurricane of relentless pressure, elite wrestling, and inhuman cardio. Strengths: unparalleled pace and cardio, the machine. elite wrestling and takedown volume, incredible durability and heart, relentless forward pressure. Weaknesses: limited one-punch knockout power on the feet, can be outpointed by elite mobile strikers. A game plan, while effective, is highly predictable. Numerology edge: Dvalishvili's life path 4 is the number of the system, the foundation, and relentless hard work. His entire fighting style is a perfect expression of a life path 4, disciplined, structured, and built on a rock-solid foundation. His 2025 personal year 2 provides impeccable timing on his takedown entries and a symbiotic ability to control his opponent. Crucially, the day's root number, 23, is a royal number associated with miraculous success through overcoming obstacles. Merab's entire career is this principle in action. The chaotic day 5 energy will swirl around him, but his life path 4, backed by the powerful 23, will act as an anchor, allowing him to impose his rigid, grinding order onto the fight. Path to victory: Merab must be the machine. He must use the underlying 23 energy to fuel his relentless will, close the distance, chain wrestle endlessly, and make the fight a grueling, predictable grind. The chaos of day 5 will only serve to highlight the immovable nature of his system. Corey Sandhagen, record, 18-5. Born on April 20, 1992, fighting out of Aurora, Colorado, USA, Sandhagen stands 5 feet 11 inches with a 70-inch reach, a creative, unorthodox striker with sniper-like accuracy, tricky movement, and a dangerous submission game. Strengths: incredibly creative and unorthodox striking, sniper-like accuracy and timing, excellent footwork and distance management, dangerous off his back with submissions. Weaknesses: can be out-wrestled by elite grapplers, sometimes starts a bit slow, can be overly patient. Numerology edge: Sandhagen's life path 9 gives him a broad, universal perspective, allowing for creative solutions. His 2025 personal year 6 focuses on responsibility, family, and harmony. While his creative style aligns with the surface-level freedom of day 5, it conflicts with the deeper, more powerful 23 energy of the day. The miraculous success of 23 is aligned with Merab's path of sheer will. Sandhagen's creativity will be like a stormy sea crashing against a granite cliff. His personal year SXS search for harmony will be shattered by the discordant, grinding pressure he will face. Path to victory: Sandhagen must defy the deeper energy of the day. He needs a perfect performance, using his footwork to create chaos and land fight-altering shots as Merab wades in. He must avoid the clinch at all costs and secure an early finish before the systematic pressure breaks him. Final prediction: the system overcomes chaos. Universal Day 5's root energy of 23 favors the fighter with the unwavering will to overcome any obstacle. Merab Dvalishvili's numerological profile is the definition of this principle. He will prove that a perfect system can impose order on any amount of unpredictability. I'm expecting Merab Dvalishvili to win by unanimous decision. Sandhagen will have moments of creative brilliance, landing sharp shots and creating tricky angles. But it will not be enough. Merab, fueled by the powerful 23 energy, will walk through it, secure takedown after takedown, and control Sandhagen against the cage for the vast majority of the fight, winning a clear and dominant decision. Yuri Prochazka vs. Khalil Rountree Jr., numerology prediction and breakdown. In a light heavyweight main event on UFC 320, the stage is set for pure, unadulterated violence. The former champion, Yuri Prochazka, a chaotic and unpredictable force of nature, faces the most devastating and improved version of Khalil Rountree Jr., a technical power puncher with fight-ending force in every shot. On a Universal Day 5, rooted in the number 23, the energy favors chaos, unpredictability, and miraculous outcomes. This is a perfect storm for a spectacular finish. Will Yuri's unorthodox pressure and samurai spirit overwhelm Khalil, or will the war horse's refined power be the kryptonite to Yuri's chaotic style? Yuri Prochazka, record, 31-5. Born on October 14, 1992, fighting out of Brno, Czech Republic, Prochazka stands 6 feet 4 inches with a 80-inch reach, a chaotic, unorthodox striker with immense power, unbreakable will, and a unique ability to thrive in chaos. Strengths: unpredictable, creative, and powerful striking, unbreakable chin and warrior spirit, insane recovery ability, unorthodox angles and pressure. Weaknesses: wild, defensively porous style, relies on durability over defense, can be hit cleanly. Numerology edge: Prochazka's life path 9 and his 2025 personal year 6. This is a fascinating mix. His life path 9 is the ultimate finisher, craving dramatic conclusions gives him the pioneering, aggressive spirit. While his personal year 6 is about responsibility, his core numbers 9 and 5 are perfectly suited for the chaotic, finishing energy of a day 5. He is a being of chaos and conclusions. Path to victory: Yuri must embrace the madness. He needs to use constant unorthodox pressure, throw spinning attacks and looping punches from unpredictable angles, and drag Rountree into a wild firefight where his durability and creativity can overwhelm Khalil's technical precision. Khalil Rountree Jr., record, 15-6. Born on February 26, 1990, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, Rountree Jr. stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 77-inch reach, a technically refined, incredibly powerful striker with devastating kicks and one-punch knockout power in his hands. Strengths: devastating, fight-ending power in every limb. Technically crisp and improved boxing. Powerful and damaging leg kicks. Increased confidence and composure. Weaknesses: past struggles with mental fortitude and pressure. Takedown defense can be exploited. Can be backed up by relentless forwards. Numerology edge. Rountree Jr.'s life path 2 is the number of the partner, which can translate to a need for harmony and a reactive style. His 2025 personal year 1 is a powerful personal year 1, giving him a surge of initiative, confidence, and a drive to start a new chapter. This aligns perfectly with the initiating energy of the day 5's root number 1. However, his life path 2's reactive nature may clash with this aggressive push. Path to victory. Rountree must harness his personal year 1 energy to be the aggressor. He cannot afford to be reactive against Yuri. He needs to meet chaos with disciplined, powerful violence, landing his piston-like jab and crippling leg kicks early to slow Yuri's advance and create an opening for his fight-ending power. Final prediction: chaos versus controlled violence. Universal Day 5's energy of unpredictability and miraculous outcomes strongly favors the fighter who not only embraces chaos, but is defined by it. Yuri Prochazka is that fighter. While Rountree's power is a constant threat, the chaotic environment tips the scales towards the samurai who thrives in it. I'm expecting Yuri Prochazka to win by TKO round 2. The fight will be a wild, high-paced striking battle from the start. Rountree will land clean, powerful shots, but Yuri's unbreakable chin and spirit will allow him to walk through them. The constant, unorthodox pressure will eventually overwhelm Rountree, leading to a chaotic TKO stoppage against the cage as Yuri swarms with punches from unpredictable angles. Josh Emmett vs. Youssef Zalal, numerology prediction and breakdown. In a pivotal featherweight matchup at UFC 320, the division's premier power puncher, Josh Emmett, returns to face the slick and creative Youssef Zalal. On a Universal Day 5, the energy demands adaptability and punishes predictability. This sets up a classic power versus movement clash where the day's chaotic rhythm could be the deciding factor. Will Emmett's fight-ending right hand find its mark, or will Zalal's volume and elusiveness run away with the fight? Josh Emmett, record, 19-5. Born on March 4, 1985, fighting out of Sacramento, California, USA, Emmett stands 5 feet 6 inches with a 70-inch reach, one of the most powerful punchers in UFC history. With a wrestling base, he often abandons for knockout pursuits. Strengths: devastating one-punch knockout power in both hands. Strong wrestling and takedown defense. Incredible durability and chin. Veteran experience in big fights. Weaknesses: a low output and can be outworked. Sometimes overly reliant on his power shot. Can struggle with mobile, technical point fighters. Numerology edge. Emmett's life path 3 gives him creative expression, but in his case, it's channeled into the creative, explosive moment of a knockout. Personal year 7 is a challenging alignment for Day 5. His personal year 7 is analytical and perfection-seeking. This can lead to hesitation and waiting for the perfect knockout shot. His low-output, power-reliant style is rigid and predictable, which is the exact opposite of what the adaptable Day 5 energy rewards. Path to victory. Emmett must defy the day's energy. His path is a short one: close the distance, corner Zalal, and land one clean, fight-altering punch. He cannot afford to chase or get into a technical, point-fighting battle. Youssef Zalal, record, 17-5. Born on September 4, 1996, fighting out of Denver, Colorado, USA, Zalal stands 5 feet 9 inches with a 72-inch reach, a slick, dynamic striker with creative kicks, solid wrestling, and high volume. Strengths: high volume, technical striking, creative and unorthodox attacks, solid grappling and submission skills, excellent movement and footwork. Weaknesses: can be out-muscled by stronger opponents. Chin has been compromised in the past. Can sometimes be too flashy, leading to mistakes. Numerology edge. Zalal's life path 2, while his personal year 4 is methodical, his destiny number 2 gives him a universal, big-picture approach, and his fighting style is the embodiment of Day 5 energy. His creative kicks, high volume, and constant movement are pure adaptability and freedom. The Day 5 energy will amplify his greatest strengths, making him even more elusive and unpredictable. Path to victory. Zalal must become the spirit of Day 5. He needs to use constant movement, stick-and-move tactics, and a high volume of strikes to accumulate points and frustrate Emmett. He must use the entire octagon, never letting Emmett plant his feet to load up on a power shot. Final prediction, the predictable versus the adaptable. Universal Day 5's energy is a kryptonite for plotting power punchers and a superpower for mobile technicians. While Emmett always has a puncher's chance, the numerology suggests he will be unable to corner the elusive Zalal, who will be flowing with the day's rhythm. I'm expecting Yusef Zalal to win by unanimous decision. Zalal will use his Day 5 enhanced movement and volume to circle on the outside, pepper Emmett with jabs and kicks, and quickly disengage before Emmett can set his feet. Emmett will land a few heavy shots that get Zalal's respect, but he will be consistently outworked and outmaneuvered for 3 rounds. Abuz Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer, numerology prediction and breakdown. In a pivotal middleweight bout on UFC 320, 2 powerful finishers on very different career trajectories are set to collide. Germany's Abuz Magomedov, a lethal but inconsistent striker, faces America's Joe Pyfer, a powerhouse wrestler with devastating ground and pound. On a Universal Day 5, the energy demands not just power, but the adaptability to use it effectively under duress. Will Magomedov's explosive, diverse striking be too much, or will Pyfer's relentless pressure and wrestling break another opponent? Abuz Magomedov, record, 28-6. Born on September 2, 1990, fighting out of Gelsenkirchen, Germany, Magomedov stands 6 feet 2 inches with a 78-inch reach, a dynamic and explosive striker with powerful kicks and a dangerous grappling background. Strengths: explosive, diverse striking arsenal, head kicks, knees, solid wrestling, and grappling acumen. Long reach and good size for the division. Fast starters with high finishing ability. Weaknesses: cardio and pace have been major questions. Can fade dramatically if the fight extends. Sometimes lacks a plan B when initial attacks fail. Numerology edge. Magomedov's life path 3 gives him creative, explosive potential, perfectly aligning with his flashy, high-risk striking style. Personal Year 2 combination is problematic for Day 5. His Personal Year 2 is about patience and timing, but his core numbers are about creative expression. This internal conflict can lead to inconsistency. Most critically, his well-documented cardio issues represent a profound lack of adaptability, making him vulnerable as the fight progresses. Path to victory. Magomedov must end the fight early. He needs to use his explosive power Year 3 energy to swarm Pyfer with diverse, fight-ending attacks in the first round. A long fight is a losing fight. Joe Pyfer, record, 14-3. Born on September 17, 1996, fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, Pyfer stands 6 feet 2 inches with a 75-inch reach, a physically powerful, aggressive wrestler with concussive ground and pound, and improving boxing. Strengths: devastating physical strength and power, aggressive wrestling and top control, fight-ending ground and pound, strong, improving boxing in the pocket. Weaknesses: can be overly aggressive, leaving openings. Striking defense can be porous. Still relatively inexperienced at the highest level. Numerology edge. Pyfer's life path 6 gives him a responsible, take-care-of-business energy, which translates to his disciplined, pressure-heavy approach to fighting. Personal Year 8 is a powerful and harmonious alignment. His Personal Year 8 is the number of power, authority, and material success. This gives him a tremendous drive to dominate and control. Combined with his Driver 8's initiative and his strong wrestling, he is perfectly equipped to impose his will. His grinding, pressure-based style is a test of adaptability for his opponents, which is the ultimate weapon on a Day 5. Path to victory. Pyfer must use his Year 8 authority to walk down Magomedov. He needs to pressure, clinch, and wrestle, testing Magomedov's cardio from the first minute. He must avoid a wild striking exchange early and force the fight into a grueling, physical battle where his power and pressure will break Magomedov's spirit. Final prediction, the test of will. Universal Day 5's energy favors the fighter who can either adapt to chaos or, better yet, create it in a form their opponent cannot handle. Joe Pyfer's numerological profile is built to create a specific, grueling type of chaos that Abuz Magomedov has repeatedly proven he cannot survive. I'm expecting Joe Pyfer to win by TKO. Pyfer will weather an early storm from Magomedov, closing the distance behind a high guard. He will secure a takedown midway through the first round and drain Magomedov's energy. In the second round, a tired Magomedov will have no answer for the continued pressure, and Pyfer will secure another takedown and finish the fight with powerful ground and pound. Atiba Gauthier versus Tristan Vines, numerology prediction and breakdown. In an early preliminary bout at UFC 320, 2 promising but unproven prospects look to make their mark. France's Atiba Gauthier, a young and explosive athlete, faces America's Tristan Vines, a more experienced and disciplined wrestler. On a universal day 5, the energy demands quick adjustments and rewards dynamic action over methodical planning. The younger, more volatile fighter often holds the energetic edge. Will Gauthier's physical gifts and explosiveness shine, or will Vine's experience and control dictate the pace? Atiba Gauthier record, let's assume 8-1. Born on April 10, 2002, fighting out of Paris, France, Gauthier stands 5 feet 10 inches with a 72-inch reach, a raw, explosive athlete with powerful striking and explosive takedowns. Strengths: explosive athleticism and speed, powerful, aggressive striking, strong, dynamic wrestling in bursts, youthful confidence and fearlessness. Weaknesses: raw and technically unrefined. Cardio is untested in deep waters. Can be overly aggressive, leading to mistakes. Numerology edge: Gauthier's life path 9 and personal year 5. This is a highly significant and powerful alignment. Gauthier is in a personal year 5, which is in perfect, resonant harmony with the universal day 5. This double 5 energy will massively amplify his natural explosiveness, speed, and unpredictability. He will be fighting in a state of flow, perfectly in sync with the day's chaotic rhythm. His raw, aggressive style is the pure expression of this energy. Path to victory: Gauthier must become a whirlwind. He needs to use his double 5 energy to explode into attacks from unpredictable angles, overwhelming Vines with sheer chaos and athleticism. He must start fast and seek a finish before technical gaps can be exposed. Trust in Vines record, 10-3. Born on June 18, 1996, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, Vines stands 5 feet 11 inches with a 73-inch reach, a disciplined, grinding wrestler with solid fundamentals and a heavy top game. Strengths: solid, fundamental wrestling and top control. Good cardio and pace for a grinder. Patient and disciplined approach. Strong positional control. Weaknesses: limited, functional striking. Can be out-athlete by more dynamic opponents. Sometimes lacks a finishing instinct. Numerology edge: Vine's life path 4 and personal year 6 is a challenging alignment for day 5. His life path 4 is systematic and foundational, seeking to build a fight through control. His personal year 6 is about responsibility and harmony, a slow, methodical energy. Both of these are in direct conflict with the wild, unpredictable, and freedom-loving energy of Universal Day 5. He will be trying to impose order in the middle of a hurricane. Path to victory: Vines must fight against the day's energy. He needs to close the distance, clinch, and drain the explosive power from Gauthier against the cage. He must make the fight a slow, grinding affair, completely opposite to the day's natural flow. Final prediction: the Hurricane versus the Dam. Universal Day 5's energy doesn't just favor the explosive fighter, it actively empowers them while hindering the systematic one. Atiba Gauthier's numerological timing is perfect, making him a force of nature on this specific day. Trust in Vines, despite his technical advantages, will be fighting an uphill battle against both his opponent and the prevailing energy of the universe. I'm expecting Atiba Gauthier to win by KO round 1. Gauthier will come out with unbelievable speed and aggression, fueled by his double 5 energy. He will overwhelm Vines with a blitz of strikes, likely landing a powerful shot in the first exchange that puts the wrestler on the back foot. He will follow up with a violent combination, ending the fight early, in a spectacular fashion. Edmund Shahbazyan versus Andre Muniz, numerology prediction and breakdown. In a crucial middleweight bout at UFC 320, two fighters at a career crossroads are set to clash. The once-hyped prodigy, Edmund Shahbazyan, a sharp boxer with explosive power, faces the Brazilian jiu-jitsu ace, Andre Muniz, a relentless submission hunter. On a Universal Day 5, the energy demands versatility and the ability to survive chaos. This heavily favors the fighter with multiple paths to victory. Will Shahbazyan rediscover his golden boy form with a striking clinic, or will Muniz drag the fight into his world on the ground and secure another signature submission? Edmund Shahbazyan record, 15-5. Born on November 20, 1997, fighting out of Glendale, California, USA, Shahbazyan stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 74-inch reach, a technically sharp boxer with powerful hands and strong wrestling base that has faded in recent outings. Strengths: crisp, technical boxing combinations, explosive power in his hands, solid offensive wrestling, strong starting pace. Weaknesses: cardio and durability have been major questions. Tends to fade dramatically under pressure. Struggles when forced to fight off his back foot. Numerology edge: Shahbazyan's life path 3 and personal year 4 is a difficult alignment. His personal year 4 is about hard work and rebuilding, but it is a slow, plodding energy. This clashes with the dynamic, fast-paced energy of Day 5. Most critically, his well-documented struggles with pace and durability highlight a profound inability to adapt to adversity, which is the exact challenge Day 5 presents. Path to victory. Shahbazyan must end the fight early. He needs to use his sharp boxing to keep Muniz at range, land clean power shots, and secure a first-round knockout. A protracted fight plays directly into his weaknesses and the day's demanding energy. Muniz, record, 24-7. Born on February 17, 1990, fighting out of Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil, Muniz stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 78-inch reach, a world-class Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner with relentless takedown pressure and fight-ending submissions. Strengths. Elite-level Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Relentless takedown pressure. Excellent backtakes and submissions. Solid, improving striking. Weaknesses. Striking, while improved, is still a clear tier below his grappling. Can be outworked by powerful, athletic wrestlers. Sometimes one-dimensional in his pursuit of a takedown. Numerology edge. Muniz's life path, too, is the number of partnership and timing, which in his case translates to a relentless, pressure-heavy style that seeks to dance with his opponent until he can secure a dominant position. Personal year 1, giving him a surge of initiative, confidence, and a drive to start a new chapter. This aligns perfectly with the initiating energy of Day 5. His path to victory, aggressive takedowns and submissions, is a direct, powerful expression of this one energy. Path to victory. Muniz must harness his year 1 initiative. He needs to pressure Shahbazyan from the opening bell, close the distance, and chain his takedown attempts relentlessly. He cannot afford to be patient. He must force the fight to the mat where his elite skills will be the difference. Final prediction, the test of adaptability. Universal Day 5's energy favors the fighter who can not only initiate action but also force their opponent into a realm of discomfort they cannot escape. Muniz's numerological profile is built to do exactly that. He will create a grinding, chaotic battle that Edmund Shahbazyan has repeatedly shown he cannot win. I'm expecting Muniz to win by submission round 2. Shahbazyan will start brightly, landing some clean shots as Muniz closes the distance. However, Muniz's year 1 pressure will be ceaseless. He will secure a takedown in the first round, draining Shahbazyan's energy and confidence. In the second round, a fatigued Shahbazyan will be taken down again, and Muniz will swiftly advance to a dominant position, locking in a rear-naked choke for the victory. Gutierrez vs. Basharat, numerology prediction and breakdown. In a compelling bantamweight bout on UFC 320, a battle of contrasting styles and career trajectories unfolds. The veteran stalwart Gutierrez, known for his crippling leg kicks and technical striking, faces the undefeated and relentless prospect Basharat, a dominant grappler with smothering pressure. On a Universal Day 5, adaptability is king. The fighter who can force their opponent into an uncomfortable, chaotic rhythm will seize control. Will Gutierrez's kicking game keep Basharat at bay, or will the prospect's wrestling and pace prove too much for the veteran to handle? Gutierrez, record, 22-6. Born on April 22, 1991, fighting out of Denver, Colorado, USA, Gutierrez stands 5 feet 9 inches with a 71-inch reach, a technical, diverse striker with one of the most devastating leg kicks in the UFC. Strengths. Crippling, fight-altering leg kicks. Technical, sharp boxing combinations. Excellent takedown defense. Veteran composure and experience. Weaknesses. Can be outworked and outpaced by relentless wrestlers. Sometimes lacks a sense of urgency. Primarily a striker with a limited grappling offensive game. Numerology edge. Gutierrez's life path 1 and personal year 8 is a mixed alignment. His personal year 8 gives him a drive for power and success, which aligns with his veteran status. However, his fighting style, while technical, is relatively one-dimensional, relying heavily on his stand-up and leg kicks. This lack of a major plan makes him vulnerable to the unpredictable demands of Day 5, especially against a wrestler who can change the entire dynamic of the fight. Path to victory. Gutierrez must use his year 8 power to enforce his will. He needs to maintain distance, chip away at Basharat's base with leg kicks, and use his sharp counters to deter takedowns. He must keep the fight standing and systematic. Basharat, record, 13-0. Born on August 2, 1997, fighting out of London, England, Basharat stands 5 feet 8 inches with a 70-inch reach, an undefeated, relentless grappler with smothering top control, slick submissions, and improving striking. Strengths. Relentless wrestling and takedown pressure. Smothering top control and ground and pound. Solid submission skills. Excellent cardio and pace. Weaknesses. Untested against top-tier, powerful veterans. Striking is functional but not a primary weapon. Can be drawn into brawls. Numerology edge. Basharat's Life Path 9 and Personal Year 1, giving him a massive surge of initiative, confidence, and a drive to start a new chapter. This is in perfect harmony with the initiating energy of Day 5. His primary weapon, relentless wrestling, is a direct, powerful, and chaos-inducing force for a striker like Gutierrez. He embodies the Day 5 energy by having the ability to completely shift the fight's phase and force his opponent to adapt to a grueling, unpredictable ground battle. Path to victory. Basharat must harness his Year 1 energy to be the aggressor. He needs to pressure forward from the start, level change frequently, and chain his wrestling attempts until he gets Gutierrez to the mat. He must avoid a technical kickboxing match at all costs. Final prediction, the initiator versus the reactor. Universal Day 5's energy favors the fighter who can dictate where the fight takes place and force their opponent into uncomfortable situations. Farid Basharat's numerological profile, fueled by a potent personal Year 1, is perfectly designed to do exactly that to a veteran striker. He will create a grinding, unpredictable battle that disrupts Gutierrez's rhythm. I'm expecting Farid Basharat to win by unanimous decision. Basharat will use his Year 1 initiative to press forward relentlessly. He will eat a few leg kicks to close the distance, secure multiple takedowns per round, and control Gutierrez on the ground for the majority of the fight. Gutierrez will have moments of success on the feet, but he will be consistently outworked and controlled, leading to a clear decision victory for the undefeated prospect. Daniel Santos versus Ju Sangyu, numerology prediction and breakdown. In an exciting bantamweight preliminary bout, two aggressive finishers are set to collide. Brazil's Daniel Santos, a powerful and wild brawler, faces South Korea's Ju Sangyu, a technical and opportunistic striker. On a Universal Day 5, the energy is a catalyst for violence and sudden shifts in momentum. The fighter who can better channel the chaos into their offense will have a distinct advantage. Will Santos' raw power and aggression overwhelm you, or will use technical precision and counter-striking pick the brawler apart? Daniel Santos, record, 13-2. Born on March 12, 1995, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Santos stands 5 feet 8 inches with a 70-inch reach, an aggressive, powerful pressure fighter with heavy hands and a willingness to brawl. Strengths: aggressive forward pressure and volume, heavy hands and legitimate knockout power, solid chin and durability in firefights, strong grappling and submission threat. Weaknesses: wild, defensively porous style, can be countered by technical strikers, relies on durability over defense. Numerology edge. Santos' Life Path 3 and Personal Year 6 is a conflicting alignment. His Life Path 3 gives him creative, explosive potential, but his Personal Year 6 is about responsibility and harmony, a difficult energy to maintain in a wild brawl. His brawling style, while aggressive, is predictable in its chaos. He will charge forward, which plays into the Day 5 energy, but lacks the strategic adaptability to control it fully. Path to victory. Santos must embrace his Life Path 3's explosive energy. He needs to swarm you from the opening bell, create a wild brawl, and land his power shots in the pocket. He must avoid a technical, patient fight at all costs. Ju Sangyu, record, 9-0. Born on January 21, 1994, fighting out of Seoul, South Korea, Yu stands 5 feet 7 inches with a 69-inch reach, a calm, technical counter-striker with sharp boxing and opportunistic finishing instincts. Strengths: crisp, technical boxing and combinations, excellent timing and counterpunching, calm composure under fire, high fight IQ and patience. Weaknesses: can be overwhelmed by relentless pressure, less effective when forced to lead the dance, untested against elite-level power. Numerology edge. Yu's Life Path 9 gives him a universal perspective and the composure to see the big picture in a fight, waiting for the perfect finishing opportunity. His Personal Year 4 is about building a solid foundation, discipline, and process. This energy will help him stay calm and stick to his technical game plan, even when under duress. His style is the ultimate adaptation to chaos. He doesn't fight it, he uses it to set traps. The unpredictable attacks of Santos, Day 5, will present the very openings Yu is built to exploit. Path to victory. You must trust his Year 4 process. He needs to stay on the outside, use footwork to manage distance, and land sharp, accurate counters as Santos wades in with wild punches. He must make the brawler pay for every aggressive move. Final prediction, the brawler versus the sniper. Universal Day 5's chaotic energy does not automatically favor the aggressor. It favors the fighter who can best navigate and weaponize the chaos. Ju Sangyu's numerological profile is that of a disciplined technician who uses his opponent's aggression against them. Daniel Santos' predictable aggression will play directly into Yu's hands. I'm expecting Ju Sangyu to win by TKO. Santos will come out aggressively, pressing forward and throwing wild combinations. Yu will remain calm, using his footwork and landing sharp counters. In the second round, as Santos becomes increasingly frustrated and reckless, he will walk into a perfectly timed counter right hand or a crisp combination that stuns him, allowing you to swarm and secure a TKO stoppage.